We all know the T-Rex, the mightiest of known land predators to ever walk the earth. But what if the Tyrant King was never killed off, and went on to evolve for another 65 million years? Introducing the Vastatosaurus Rex, the Ravager Lizard King. In the world of Peter Jackson's King Kong, this V-Rex is indeed the descendant of the one and only Tyrannosaurus Rex. 20 to 30 different designs were made of this monster in an attempt to really create something that resembled a T-Rex but more vicious, scary, and diabolical. The ultimate enemy and rival of their version of King Kong. After being isolated from the rest of the world for tens of millions of years, the V-Rex has a plethora of new adaptations and features that make it the ultimate predator on the harsh terrains of Skull Island. The design team wanted to rationalize every aspect of the animal. As crazy and terrifying as they wanted it to be, it still needed to stay grounded in reality to work with their more realistic take on King Kong. In this video, we will go over these features along with behind the scenes information on how this great beast came to be. Residents of Dangerville, this is Jacob and I'll be your guide as we explore the Vastatosaurus Rex. Let's get to it. Before we uncover the V-Rex, why not see if you need a new wallet? Introducing the Ridge Wallet. Are you still using that old wallet of yours? Cramming all sorts of old receipts, gift cards that expired 6 years ago, and what is that? Is that cheese? The days of the traditional wallet may be numbered, thanks to this simple yet intricately designed wallet made by the good people at the Ridge. It's light, sleek, and doesn't bulge out of your pants like some sort of blood-sucking parasite. Not only are the Ridge wallets sexy, but they're also functional. They can hold up to 12 cards, are still able to hold some cash due to the money clip or cash strap that you can choose from, and have over 30 colors and variations that are offered. So I like more neutral designs, so I got the gunmetal gray titanium wallet and I think it looks pretty dang slick. These days, I hardly ever use cash, which makes the Ridge wallet perfect for quickly pulling my card out and not having to fumble around like with my normal wallet. If you don't trust me, you can check any of the over 30,000 5-star reviews that the Ridge wallets have received. So right now, you can get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/discount. That's ridge.com/Dangerville and use the code Dangerville. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description if you want to take advantage of that. And if all this wasn't good enough, the Ridge throws in a lifetime warranty for their wallets, which you may never even need to use considering how durably made these things are. And at the end of the day, if for whatever reason you don't like the wallet, you have 45 days to return them to Ridge and get a full refund. Now let's get on to something else that's durable and functional, the Vastatosaurus Rex. To come up with the appearance of the V-Rex, the team used inspiration from the original King Kong movie's T-Rex and then molded it with more modern features like with what we see in Jurassic Park. But the V-Rex needed to stand out from the past takes on the Rex. So the minds behind this beast came up with an elaborate evolutionary path for the dinosaur. The added 65 million years allowed the head of the beast to grow larger and more round than with what we see on the T-Rex. And the teeth had evolved to be more sporadic and fully exposed than its ancestor, even having some teeth grow completely out of its mouth. This quickly made an animal that looks like the T-Rex look much more like a monster. A monster that needed jaws strong enough to kill its prey without a struggle and to fight the mighty Kong. The T-Rex is believed to have a jaw force of 8,000 pounds, the strongest bite force by any land animal ever known, and the Vastatosaurus needed it to be even more. While there are no specifics when it comes to how mighty the jaw strength of the V-Rex was, we estimate the bite, when taking into consideration the larger and more thick skull, to be well over 10,000 pounds. Similar to having a pickup truck crushing you from both sides. The strangely small for its body size arms of the T-Rex also evolved to become more useful for the V-Rex. Instead of 2 fingers on either limb, the beast now had 3, giving it much more control and the ability to hold prey or hunks of meat while the teeth and jaws did the dirty work. Like the arms and fingers, the legs and feet of the V-Rex needed to evolve to better fit the terrain of Skull Island. The legs had thick plates of scales that would help the beast not get injured when it ran through the thick jungles and rocky terrain of the island. And the feet and toes were able to spread out, creating more contact points with the ground that helped keep the V-Rex from sinking too much in the marshes and swamps of the island. Just like the legs, the rest of the V-Rex body was covered in thick scales or scutes, looking more like the skin of a crocodile than a typical dinosaur. The crew took influence from the 1933 King Kong Rex design and other interpretations of the T-Rex from that era, giving the beast a more reptilian-like look, hence the thousands of individual scales all over its body. It took the sculptors who created the final look for the V-Rexes and other animals on the island over 6 months to add the scales on just one of the Rexes. Hundreds of hours worth of man time were put into these scales, and as tedious as this was, you can see how it paid off in the final CGI rendition that is created by scanning the sculptures of the V-Rex, which still holds up very well now 15 years after the movie came out. To go along with the scales on its body, the entirety of the neck, back, and tail of the V-Rex was covered in very thick scutes that helped the beast during battles with others of its own kind. It really does look like a crocodile, and a T-Rex made a baby in my opinion, and this really helped allow the V-Rex to stand out and not just be another Jurassic Park Rex. These scales were colored in dark blues, grays, and blacks, and the adults tend to grow darker as they aged. This coloration gave them added benefits of blending in with the shadows of the dark rocky landscapes of the island, and the darker tones in color would attract more heat from the sun, allowing the V-Rex to warm up faster than the rest of the species on the island. These features created a monster that was both stealthy and full of energy, always ready to stalk and hunt. A normal T-Rex doesn't have a waist, which in short means the animal would need to move its entire body around obstacles before it could turn and maneuver. The V-Rex, however, was given a waist and therefore was even more suited to hunting in the jungles of Skull Island. The design team kept thinking of them as serpentine or like a snake, and gave them the waist to nimbly run through the trees, winding in between them and not having to slow its pace. Allowing the V-Rex to bend in the middle was just perfect for this style of mobility. While all Vastatosaurus Rexes share the physical appearance that we just described, the design team and Peter Jackson refused to stop there. The 3 V-Rexes that we see Kong battle in the movie each have their own individuality and appearances. Peter Jackson and the team described these 3 as an ornery yokel family of inbreds, which is a funny little Easter egg and gives these animals even more depth.
Hey man, why are you biting him right now, man? I want to bite him. No, you can't bite him. I want to bite him. Get out of my way. I want to bite his ass. He needs to be bit. God damn it, Kong.
There are no official reports of just how massive the V-Rexes are. All we know is that the beasts have grown larger than the T-Rex in order to face the challenges of Skull Island. The most complete T-Rex fossil ever found, the Great Sioux, which Al and I met this past year, was the largest Rex ever found for quite some time. Over 45 feet long, around 17 feet tall when in a more upright stance, and weighing in at a thick 8 to 10 tons. A more recent specimen named Scotty has even gone on to be larger than Sioux. With that in mind, and also using the size of King Kong in this movie, which is around 25 feet tall, these are the stats we put together for the V-Rex. In a more upright stance, the V-Rex could grow to be 20 to 25 feet tall, could grow to lengths of up to 50 feet, and weighing in at an estimated 12 tons. To reach these epic proportions, the V-Rexes first needed to survive many years on the planet's most deadly piece of land. While Tyrannosaurus is believed to have been much better at parenting than originally thought, with both parents feeding, protecting, and nurturing the hatchlings for quite some time, the Vastatosaurus Rex was much more relaxed on its parenting approach. The father would be long gone after the eggs were laid, and the mother would only come back to her nest from time to pee on the eggs. The smell of urine would keep most curious predators away while the mother continued to hunt. This may sound like a cruel way to bring your offspring into the world, but the hatchling V-Rexes were no chumps. From the very get-go, the hatchlings could take care of themselves. The rich undergrowth on Skull Island was full of large bugs and lizards for the younglings to practice their hunting skills on and devour. As the offspring grew to sizes where they could start taking down larger prey, they would form small packs with other young V-Rexes. They would work together to take down larger prey, but not in the tactical fashion that we see raptors doing. Instead, they would all just rush the unfortunate animal they set their eyes on. All members of the pack would slam into the prey and begin to rip it apart. These young Vastatosaurs were covered in an array of stripes to help them camouflage in with their jungle environments. This helped them stay undetected from larger predators and helped them as they learned how to stealthily approach their victims. They also learned another important lesson during this age, as the packs would bully other animals away from kills, similar to what we see lions do today on the plains of Africa. This didn't always work out in their favor, and would often lead to young V-Rexes being injured or killed. The survivors of these encounters would go on to become even more clever and built for survival on Skull Island. As the juveniles continued to grow, now rapidly, the small packs had to disperse and leave the thick forests on the island and head to more open land that could support their giant bodies. The now lone wolf young V-Rexes would occasionally join older members of their kind during hunts. This would allow them to learn how the adults hunt and would often lead to them getting a free meal after the adults made a kill. We see this with the 3 V-Rexes who attacked Andaro and Kong. On a small isolated island, there wasn't always much food to go around, so the Vastatosaurs became keen on scavenging already dead animals. This would allow them to eat without fear of being injured, and the highly acidic stomachs of these beasts would allow them to eat practically anything. Bones, rotting corpses, nothing was off the table for these guys. But when they had to hunt and make a kill, they would ambush their prey with the knowledge they learned growing up on the island, bursting out at speeds of over 25 miles per hour. These monsters were ferocious, and there were few animals on the island that could escape their jaws. The Vastatosarus Rex took the planet's most prolific predator, being the T-Rex, and turned it into something even more immense and powerful. The added size and power, the thick scales, and the colors that aided them in offense and defense. Their bodies and feet that made them silent and swift hunters. The wisdom they learned from working together as they grew up, and those mighty jaws made a creature that would surely have changed the world if they were real. The V-Rex gets 900 crunching teeth out of 1,000 on the Monster Power Ranking Report. So there you have it, the monster breakdown on the V-Rex. What did you think? The old V-Rex is quite the badass and in my opinion is right beside the iconic Jurassic Park Rex in being a film icon. I just wish there were more movies or games that we could have experienced this mighty beast in, but such is life. Make sure to show your monster and dinosaur fan friends this video and ask them where they think the Vastatosaurus Rex sits on their all-time favorite movie dinosaur list. As always, residents, thank you for spending your time with me, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.